There's really two different parts in Higurashi Go. The first being the retelling of Higurashi, slightly modified. The second being an original story that was not in the VN. Part 1 is outright worse than the VN in every respect. However, Part 2 is a game changer that can change how you interpret the premise of the VN. Because of this, if you've read it, I recommend that you watch Go. Part 1 starts decent, but devolves into a lowbrow, gory horror. It always relies on violence and gore to portray the horror, instead of having some subtlety and utilizing the viewer's imagination, painting this sort of caricature of the VN that's completely inaccurate. Because the story is condensed, there's less characterization. The memorable moments, including the endings, which are one of the highlights of the VN, were also much better in the VN. The animation is not the best, the characters in the background are virtually never animated and never blink. The character designs thematically fit the show, since it juxtaposes the slice of life and the darker side, but it's kind of ridiculous that that cat smile is there all the time for virtually every character. Part 2 is where it starts to get good. To avoid spoiling it, I'm going to do some obfuscation. In the VN, T causes R. The connection between T and R is insignificant and purely circumstantial. It's not really clear why R is looping. In Part 2, R causes S and S causes R. The reason for the loop is clear. R causes S to happen, and simultaneously the reason R happened in the first place is because of S, making it a temporal paradox. To me, this is a much more satisfying interpretation for the premise of the VN, although near the end it seems that S didn't actually cause the first R and happened only after the R caused by T, so this might just be headcanon. If you haven't read it, I recommend reading the VN first before the anime.